everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. It is Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. I wanted to come here and share this with you guys. A story of a person being a really bad employee, and not only being a bad employee, also affecting the people who shop there. Okay, before I continue, I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching this on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Thank you to everybody who's listening using Spotify and Pandora podcast. Thank you so much for being here, and also Apple Podcast. Thank you so much everybody. I also want to apologize for my voice. I'm struggling a little bit with my voice, but it's getting better compared to the previous days. Thanks be to God, it is definitely getting better. I heard this story and I was like, I cannot believe this still happens. Stories like this we heard about in the early 2000s, right? People working in fast food restaurant being caught and doing evil things. And I think around 2018 there was a viral video from Domino's Pizza where it shows employees just playing around, putting mucus on their pizza and things like that, and you know, recording it just to get some views and things like this. And it's just so sad that stuff like this happen. When things like this come to the surface, you know, an employee working at a food place, at a food restaurant, I guess you can say, at a restaurant that deals with food, it kind of tells me that they were raised wrong, okay, and they have no integrity. Because even if there's some type of peer pressure going on, you still have the integrity, and you still remember your parents, and you have probably the fear of the Lord saying, don't do that, that's not a good thing to be doing. So it's just so crazy. But now for the internet, people do crazy stuff. I mean, we have people who lose 5 pounds and out of nowhere they're immediately showing naked photos basically of themselves on Instagram to show the before and after photos with married men, unmarried men, people from the church, people that work with them, anybody, for the whole world to see, you know, just because they lost 5 pounds, whatever, right? And nobody says anything. Everybody celebrates stuff like that, right? But whatever happened to holiness, to modesty, right? So people do crazy stuff for the internet. So let me tell you, New Hampshire woman has been arrested for urinating on a grocery store food, urinating on grocery store food and filming it after cops find 12 or similar videos dating back to 4 years ago. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, because we are so vulnerable, you guys. We go to, you know, people might say, well, that's why, because there's always that smart person who thinks, you know, they're ahead of everything. People will be like, that's why I don't go out to eat. If you don't go out to eat, then that means you're cooking at home. This lady worked at a supermarket, right? So how do you get the food to you know, to cook at home? You order it, you go to the store and buy it, right? You always have to pray before you eat. That's what I always say. That's what I always do. We're very vulnerable, right? And that's why, you know, when it comes to eating out at a restaurant, also just be careful, especially if you're a regular. People are living crazy days right now. Okay, the enemy is always looking to see who he can devour. People are easily offended also. So if you're a regular at this restaurant and perhaps they don't cook the food the right way, stop complaining and sending it back, okay? At some point somebody's gonna get upset, because just because you might not, you know, do it, doesn't mean the other person on the other side was raised with the same parents that you have, with the same morals, with the same integrity. That perhaps if a meal is getting back to the kitchen, you're like, oh my goodness, let me make it better. Some people be like, I'm so sick of this, let me do something about it, right? Let me do something evil. And then, you know, they might tamper with it and watch you eat it. That's how the world is right now, right? So you have to be smart And also, you always have to pray before you eat, okay? And let me just read to you guys. This 23-year-old, that's crazy. Kelly Tefford, 23, allegedly tainted a slew of products from I'm mispronouncing that, Monadnock Food Co-op in New Hampshire with her own urine, okay? This is why, oh my gosh, this is not only disgusting, it just makes you like, this is just craziness to a different level. This is demonic work, okay? When you have a desire to do something like this, you know there's a kingdom, there's a darkness influencing your life. I was gonna say somebody from the kingdom of darkness, an evil spirit from the kingdom of darkness influencing your mind, demonic. Anything that means, dealing with eating like urine, like eating that or drinking it, or eating waste or things like that, that's not from the Lord, okay? That's why we flush it out. That's why it's not from the Lord for you to be eating it again, okay? So if it's not from the Lord, from the kingdom of darkness, it's demonic. And this 23-year-old was glorifying herself in her own shame. Because I say that because, as we know, there's a lot of people who walk around glorifying themselves, thinking they're so good because they don't get caught, right? Doing evil things, thinking that doing something evil just because they don't get caught gives them glory. And that is glorifying themselves in their own shame. Something that will bring them to shame, like is happening to her now. Okay, now everybody knows Kelly Tefford, 23 years old, has been tampering with her own urine products at a grocery store in New Hampshire, okay? Costing the grocery store roughly $1,500 for the ruined products and cleaning expenses, okay? The grocery store also had issued a recall for organic quinoa, cornmeal, polenta, coconut shreds, and raw walnuts after Tefford had apparently relieved herself on the products. This is not normal behavior. This person was influenced by demonic forces, and that's what I'm saying. And the thing with this, usually when people, especially at that age, when you think, you're 23, I don't know what I was doing when I was 23. Probably, I don't know, probably almost graduating college, maybe, I don't know, or just after graduation from college, getting to start my fashion career or something like this. A lot of people at 23, they're having kids already. So when people like this do this, there's usually a fan base cheering them on. Excuse me. And in this case, it was her online audience, okay? She was doing this for content, to create content, glorifying on her own shame, okay? So it was therefore first time peeing in places she shouldn't. If anything, it was a hobby for the young urinator, they call her here. It was not her first time, that's what I meant to say. It was not her first time for peeing in places that she shouldn't. Police recovered multiple videos of Tefford herself, posted online, showing her peeing on produce, surface, and other objects. The oldest video dating back to 2021, right? This thing that in her mind, right? This is how the devil operates. He makes you think you're doing good, right? He always lies to you. You're not gonna die if you eat from that tree. You're not gonna. He always makes it seem it's just for fun. Just do it. Nobody cares. It's funny. And then when you do it, you think you're doing something good, right? And it's actually something awful, right? These videos are dating back to 2021. After reviewing the videos, police surmised that Serial public urinator likely tormented not only the grocery store, but a slew of nearby communities with her disturbing delinquency. Tedford was released on her own recognized this word. I'm sorry, but I cannot pronounce a lot of these words today. My throat is bothering me too, as you can probably tell. She's said to be arraigned on April 7. Police have launched an investigation with additional criminal charges possible in the future. So far, she's only been charged with felony criminal mischief and felony criminal mischief. Somehow, contaminating consumables is not a novelty in the United States. In California, an HIV positive man named as Peace Bandit took upon himself to leave bottles filled with his urine around a Pasadena neighborhood as a means of taunting residents. The community was floored by his sheer dedication and seemingly superhuman bladder. Wow. There's nothing to be cheering on. If anything, that's so disturbing. It is extremely disturbing. It's demonic, like I told you guys. Excuse me. So, yeah, this is the world that we're living in right now. Okay? A 23-year-old having fun putting her own urine on products at supermarkets and probably thinking to herself she's doing something good, like I said, like because she's not being caught. And now look at her, right? Bringing all this shame to herself and to her family and people that know her, right? At 23 years old, right? That's crazy. And stuff happens. There's a lot of things that, that happens. I know, like in New York, there were some cases of people just throwing feces at people in the train or something. It's just crazy. When you see something like that, when it deals with like our waste, or like human waste, things like this, and you doing something evil with it, that's not from the Lord. That's straight up demonic. Okay, so it's just crazy. That's how the enemy is, right? It's just looking who he can use, right? Looking who he can use. And he probably, in the mind of this young girl, right, probably saying, you're gonna get so many views, right? Nobody ever done this. You're such a hero, right? Because you're so brave, right? And that's the thing, you're so brave. Look at you doing that, right? Nobody's gonna know, and you're gonna get so many views, and your channel is gonna blow up or whatever. And look at this now. Now she's gonna be, she's gonna be officially charged, and that's crazy. That's why you shouldn't do things like that. And not only that, everything else, revealing basically what she's made of, right? And perhaps also showing how she was raised. So craziness. Let me know, guys, what you think about this. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening in the podcast. Have a good day, everybody. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.